Recording in progress.
Oh yeah, we got him. Trey, Frazier, and Maestro Styles, you know we got one. Right back like we left something. We don't duck smoke, we want all of it. So line them up, Trey sharp with the blade, you know we sizing it up. I'm quick to catch the fade, you know Styles making the cut. Cause we coming out clean every time that we showing up.
It's gonna be called The Barbershop.
Yo, what up, folks? Welcome. It's another edition of the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. You can check us out live on our streaming right now on our YouTube channel, on our Twitter at Barbershop SPOR2, on our Twitch channel, and you can also check out this live stream on Facebook Live on the Facebook page. I'm your boy Trey Frazier, and I got my brother Maestro Styles here with me today.
Yes, sir.
What up, man? How we feeling?
Cool, man. I have been moving and doing some more moving and then doing some more moving. Christmas is on the way, man. If I'm being 100% honest with you, man, you are going to be you're going to be, moving this show with the information, because when I tell you I have seen almost little to no football this weekend, it's been a rough not just weekend, but maybe the past 4 or 5 days have been a little strenuous. But I'm here, man. How you?
I'm good, man. Awesome weekend, man. I got to give a couple shout outs here. First off, congrats to the Anne Arundel County Youth Soccer BU10 Red Warriors team. That's my son's team. Went undefeated this fall, 7-0-1. Had the trophy celebration on Sunday, along with the kids getting their medals. So congrats to my son, and congrats to all the kids and the parents. Hard work, and looking forward to the winter, actually, because they got games coming up at the Soccer Dome starting February, and then they got the spring season coming up in April. So looking forward to that. And Red Warriors, it's what it is, man. They did it. So proud of the kids, man. Proud of my son too. So shout out to them.
Well, basketball just started. Over. I ain't gonna cut you off. My fault.
No, you good.
Basketball season just started. For my kids. My daughter is in her 3rd year of basketball. My youngest is in her 1st year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. So, but we 2-0. So shout out McKinley Tech.
There you go. Let's go for it. Let's go for undefeated, man. Let's go undefeated.
And let me be clear: 2 blowouts.
Nice.
2 blowouts. I'm talking about 20-point blowouts.
Let's go for that undefeated streak, man. Let's go for it.
Hey, man. At the end of the day, as long as they're having fun and learning some lifelong lessons about discipline and camaraderie and courage and discipline.
That's the part, man. I'm so glad, because this season's team for him, now the kids have already been able to have continuity now. So when I signed them up for the winter and the spring, I'm able to let them know, hey, I want this coach, I want this team. So Nate's going to be able to be on a team that he knows kids now, with some continuity, because the past 2 teams he was on, different players, different coaches. I told you the story about his first team's coach got busted for cheating and all that, but to finally be on this team, and this is a county team now, so they actually travel all over the county to play other teams. And so, this is totally different, and I actually like how it's structured. And yeah, the parents can be a little crazy, but at the end of the day, like you said, man, it's about the kids learning some life lessons, having some fun, getting to know other kids and other people. So that's the important part.
Don't worry, I'm crazy parent, so I'm definitely crazy parent.
Well, when I say crazy, I'm talking about, parents shouting back and forth at each other from across the field.
Well,
That's
no, I mean, no. Well, I talk. No, let's be clear.
Yeah.
I do talk a little trash now. Now, it ain't nothing disrespectful. Like,
Right.
But I
Keep
do talk a
it
little trash.
PG.
Yeah. I do talk a little trash to other kids' parents. I do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, that's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
But when you start shouting F bombs across the field,
Oh, nah.
and the refs don't, like, the one game, the ref ain't do nothing, and we just over here like, yo, you gonna let that slide? Ref was good. But yeah, it's fun, man. This team, this is the best team he's been on. Not just because of the record, but just because the continuity, the coaching, and everything. And they take it a little more seriously from a commitment perspective. Let me just say that.
Right.
So
Right.
it's good, man. But yeah, just to kind of continue this trend on this great weekend, man. Stress free. Watching football on Sunday. Ravens had a bye week, so it was just kind of kick back, and really I didn't kick back because, like I said, I was at the trophy ceremony for Nate, so I missed the 1:00 stuff, but I caught the game of the week, which was Eagles 49ers. But man, so much stuff kind of went our way as far as like our chances to get the 1 seed. And everything. I mean, the Steelers lose, which I'm sure you're going to talk about in a minute.
Not too much.
The Browns caught a L with Joe Flacco at the quarterback spot. The Chiefs lose, surprisingly. We didn't see that one coming.
Definitely didn't.
Shout out Jordan Love and the crew. And then last night's game with the Jaguars and prayers up for the homie Trevor Lawrence, and they said nothing was structurally broken with the ankle, but we're still trying to figure out if he's gonna actually suit up for next week or he might take a couple weeks to kind of get back.
Oh, okay. I thought he that last thing I thought I read is that he had that there wasn't any structural, like you said, it wasn't nothing crazy, but he did have to get a surgery. Or that a surgery was still on the table.
Didn't hear nothing about a surgery. Well, I know it's a high ankle sprain.
I'm aware of that. Yeah.
High ankle sprain, nothing structurally damaged. But some people are thinking he may have to sit out a game or two. And then other people are saying that Doug Peterson, the head coach, hasn't ruled him out for next week's game.
Right,
I think they play Cleveland in Cleveland, so and they need that game. So that's a pretty important game for both teams there. So we'll see what happens with that. And then the only game that didn't go our way, obviously, the Dolphins came into FedEx Field. And by the way, I had somebody tweet out a picture of the seats at FedEx Field, and it was just filled with Dolphins fans.
Yeah.
It was filled with Dolphins fans, and folks was like, "Yo, like, we got Dolphins fans in the area. Like, where they coming from?" And I'm like, "Look, Dolphins been around for a while. They've been around for some years, and some of them, surprisingly." They live in New Jersey and New York area. Some people don't. A lot of people don't know that, but
I don't. Yeah,
there's
right.
a lot of that fan base is in the tri-state area up in New York City. So
okay, I didn't know
New Jersey. Yeah. So
oddly enough, I'm big on Joe Budden podcast. Like obviously I listen to it a lot, and one of the guys on there is a Dolphins fan. So I mean. And I always thought that was weird, but I didn't think nothing of it. So that's news to me that you're telling me that a lot of people in that area.
But you know what I think it has to do with? I think it has to do with the Marino era.
Okay.
I think it has to do with that because the Jets and Dolphins, they're rivals for so many years. And then I guess when Marino came on, Marino was the guy. They did go to a Super Bowl, I guess, his second year. And so you kind of generate, a fan based off of that. The Jets have been... even back in those days, those 80s teams weren't that great. So, I could kind of see it. I could kind of see it. I could see it.
I don't know. Like I said, news to me.
Yeah.
News to me.
Yeah. But I guess you want to go ahead and not get this out the way, man.
Yeah. I mean, look, man. Look, here's the first part of it. I didn't see this game. I saw the fourth quarter after it was already. I got there after it was already out of hand.
Yeah.
From what I understand, we were in the red zone. We had some terrible red zone inefficiency. Obviously, Kenny Pickett getting injured. And look, man, Kenny Pickett ain't that much better than Mitch Trubisky, but I think that little bit of better he is I think it's kind of the difference. Just being familiar with the offense because he's been playing. I think that got something to do with it. Poor tackling. James Conner was clearly on a mission. And
playing his old team.
Yeah, he was clearly on a mission. But look, man, everybody else lost. So again, I don't have high expectations for this team. So if we make the playoffs, great. But we're still the number 5 seed, so I'm cool.
And you said everybody else lost, but there were a couple of teams that have now kind of came up to the pack. Shout out to the Texans for taking care of business against the Broncos. Russell Wilson had 3 interceptions in that game and had a late red zone interception that would, if he would have scored there, the Broncos would have won the game.
Yeah.
And then the Indianapolis Colts, who were down, I think, 17-7 against the Titans in Nashville, and then the special teams kind of had a couple of block punts, and then they ran one back for a touchdown, and then they took the lead at that point, and then somehow, some way, that game got into OT, and the Titans had the ball first, and then they couldn't do nothing with it, and then the Colts, they did do something with it. They kicked the field goal, and then the Colts got the ball and they scored the touchdown, went right down the field. Gardner Minshew threw like a 50-yard bomb down to Michael Pittman. Okay. So the Colts pull that one out. So now you're talking about 7-5, 7-5, 7-5 in those 5, 6, 7 spots.
And then the Texans, who are also 7-5. Yes.
Texans 7-5. Yep.
In the 9th spot.
In the 8th spot.
I mean 8th spot. I'm sorry, 8th spot. Yeah.
In the 8th spot. Yeah. So the stuff didn't. So those things didn't go your way necessarily. You kind of wanted to, still be a game up. I mean,
obviously you want to win a game, sure, but
yeah.
But I'm just talking about in reference to seeding, we're exactly where we are. So
yeah. Which was kind of surprising, but I guess the 4-way tie, the rules kind of change up a little bit. So but yeah, that game, your Pittsburgh game there, some weird stuff. some
two rain delays.
Yeah, 2 rain delays. You talked about the red zone inefficiency. So I guess Pickett got hurt trying to dive for the touchdown.
Yeah.
Trubisky comes in, it's 4th down, they get stuffed, and then I think this is probably where the game turned. Cardinals get the ball and they go 99 yards. They score the touchdown. Yeah. And then it appeared from that point on, even with the rain delays, that they were really like in control of the game from that point on.
Yeah. Deontay Johnson came out, I want to say, I'm guessing it's today because I only saw it today, and basically said that we weren't ready for this game. We weren't mentally prepared. We were looking past this game. He says if you felt the energy along the locker room through the week, that we were clearly looking past this game, thinking it's the Cardinals. I don't know how much validity to that, but I mean, I don't know that I necessarily want to hear that from Deontay Johnson coming.
I was going to say that's got to piss you off as a fan.
Yeah, I mean, especially coming from him based on what he just did in Cleveland the other day. I mean, the other week. When when somebody fumbled and he just wasn't he wasn't
paying attention. Yeah.
I don't even know if it wasn't paying attention. I think he saw it. If it's my personal opinion, but whatever. Okay. But whatever. He just saying So I'm hoping with this short turnaround against the Patriots that we kind of get back to doing what we do, whatever that is.
Oh my God! What you think the score of that game could be?
I don't give a damn.
Oh my God!
I am absolutely fine with a 13-10 win. As long as it's a win, I am absolutely fine.
The Chargers beat them 6-0
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Sunday.
If we
Sheesh.
can get out of there with a win, because look, it's not guaranteed. It's not. It's not guaranteed.
Man, Patriots are ugh.
But I
Well,
will say that.
here's the thing, because and I think I made reference to it last week when we were discussing the games and stuff between Arizona, the Patriots, and the Colts, which you got coming up also. I felt like the Cardinals was going to be the tougher of the three because of
Sure.
the quarterback. And we knew
Yeah.
New England's quarterback situation. They got Zappy in. They benching Mac Jones. They kind of going back and forth with that. And obviously you saw the results, from the Patriot game over the weekend. But I thought the Cardinals was going to be a tougher matchup. I didn't see.
Yeah, well, it definitely wasn't because of the quarterback. It wasn't because of Kyler Murray. It was definitely because of James Conner. So
Yeah, no question. Kyler Murray he threw some bombs, man. I tell you, I saw some highlights, and some of that stuff did get nullified because of some penalties. I know the Cardinals had some false start situations. They had some holding calls go against them. They were in a lot of third and long situations, and they bailed themselves out of it. So, but like you said, hey, 7-5, and with what, 5 to go,
yeah.
man.
Well, and I'll also add to the conversation something to look out for. T.J. Watt got vocal today also about not getting the holding calls that he deserves to get as one of the prominent pass rushers in the league. And he came out and said something to the effect of, "I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know why people acting. I don't know why why referees and officials are not giving me these calls. But we've been yelling this, or me and Steelers fans, and maybe it's not biased because I got eyes. He gets held a lot." And I guess maybe this past game was like, all right, enough is a damn enough.
Yeah.
And I need to say something. So something to look out for to see if he's going to start getting some of these holding calls in the future, because it's definitely been happening since he kind of arrived as one of the premier pass rushers.
Right.
So
I'm trying to think. Of the premier pass rushers in the league right now, including T.J. Watt. I'm trying to think who gets the holding calls. Like who gets those calls?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch any of them. I don't watch anybody as closely as I watch T.J. Watt.
Sure.
So I don't know. I know that I see it with T.J. Watt all the time. And I don't like it. But it's like, all right, even with that, he's still leading the league in sacks. So it's like,
right.
It's like,
I'm just thinking to myself, like, who's the guy that does? Like, who's the?
I don't know to answer your question, but I know my man's is complaining. So I need him. I need referees to start calling that.
Yeah, as I think fans of other teams with great pass rushers.
Sure.
Do the same thing.
Look, I had a conversation last week that about the best pass rusher, and a Cowboys fan told me that Michael Parsons was the best pass rusher, and they went on to say about how he's getting double and triple teamed and held, and I was like, well, all those same things are happening in Pittsburgh, except for he getting the sacks with it. But all that to say is that she was saying some of the same things, like.
Kind of going along what I was saying.
Yeah, so like what you're saying, like who's getting the calls? I don't know.
Yeah.
I know that T.J. Watt is complaining about it, and I would like that to be rectified.
Yeah. I think at this point, because the rules are more geared toward the offenses and the defense doesn't get those calls nearly as much as the offense does, I kind of have to think it's across the board where even the elite of the elite pass rushers, they get held a lot. And look, rightfully so. If I'm an offensive lineman and I can't guard you, then I got to do what I got to do. So,
well, when you get in that issue, when you noticing that with your outside pass rushers and and that your pass rusher is a game changer like a T.J. Watt or Michael Parsons and Myles Garrett, et cetera,
Yep.
Come back and talk to me. I promise you're not gonna feel the same way if Oway becomes one of those premier pass rushers,
Yeah.
and then you see him getting double, triple teamed and held.
Oh, I'll
and,
complain. No question.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
question. No question. Yeah. Nah, you got it right there. You got a point to make on that point. For certain. I guess we could get into the Eagles 49ers.
Well, you want to
game.
talk about? I heard the Dallas Cowboys game on Thursday was a fucking barn burner.
Oh yeah. Let's go back to Thursday night. Yeah, that was a game, man. That was a game. Shout out to the Seahawks with the throwback jerseys on.
Yeah.
That's the second time they did that this season. I'm glad they brought that back.
Me too.
The Seahawks played as if they knew their season was on the line. And, we kind of talked about it with their schedule, with the 49ers coming up again and then Philadelphia after that.
Right.
They came out and was like, yo, we got a game to win. Geno Smith looked great. DK Metcalf with 3 touchdowns. I'm getting ready to call the cat Chardonnay, but it's Charbonnet. Charbonnet had a good game as well. But Dallas deserved this one. Dallas deserved this one from the standpoint this was a team they were facing that felt like their season was on the line. They came out, they swung. Dallas's defense was getting manhandled. Deron Bland was getting cooked all night long by DK Metcalf. And somebody made a good point post game and said, how come Pete Carroll didn't talk to the OC and say, hey, this thing with DK is working. Why are we kind of going away from it? Because all that stuff he was doing was like in the first half. And then kind of second half, more so in the fourth quarter, they kind of went away from going to DK. So, and that could explain why they lost this game. They tried to convert the fourth downs. It was like 3 straight drives where they didn't convert the fourth down to try to win the game. But Dak Prescott, man, this dude is balling right now, man.
Look, the Dallas fan came in and said, yeah, stop playing with him. He got to be in the MVP race. Now, I had him in the MVP. Now, he's there, but is he top 3 yet?
Yes.
He is?
Yes, he is.
So your top 3 right now, Jalen,
Hurts, Dak. I gotta go McCaffrey. I gotta go McCaffrey.
Now Tyreek Hill?
You know what? Yeah, I'm sorry. Because Tyreek's about to do something special. He might break that record. So yeah, I gotta put Tyreek number 3. And then outside of that, it's McCaffrey. And then whoever
right
you want to throw down.
Right now for you, Jalen Hurts.
Dak Prescott, Tyreek Hill. That's my order. That's my order.
Now I understand that it's probably recency bias, but Monday, Monday on the timeline, I'm seeing a lot of Brock Purdy now.
His numbers is there.
That game, you got it, and I get it's a recency bias game. I get that.
Right.
But that, you know my thing. It's stats is one thing, but it's always for me in MVP conversations is highlights and moments. Mm-hmm. He got injured last season in that NFC Championship, and a lot of people felt like, clearly the game
would have went different. Yeah.
I mean, win or lose, but the game would have at least been different.
Yep.
So for him to come out and beat the dog, let's be clear. Mm-hmm. He had a great game.
They whooped their ass.
He beat the break and kept on going.
Yeah.
They didn't stop.
Yeah.
So a lot of people on Monday morning, I was seeing it all over my timeline. Mm-hmm. Brock Purdy's in that conversation now. So where does, in your mind, where does he stand? Is he above McCaffrey? Is he?
See, and that's the thing. That's why I said McCaffrey, because McCaffrey's been kind of on an all year. McCaffrey's been consistent. He's scored in every game except for one, I think.
Yeah.
And then even when you see Debo, and look, I know you guys. I remember we had Wise and Rod on, and we were talking about top 5 players in the division over there in the NFC West, and I was shocked to hear that none of y'all put Debo in the top 5, and I'm like, wait, what am I watching here? Because
Look, okay, that's not fair. And I get it. It's recency bias. So I get you.
But it's not just recency bias. I mean, when he's on the field and when that guy gets the ball, that dude is electrifying. Like, I don't know what other people are seeing, but
he's not better than Ayuk. He's not better than Ayuk. He's not better than Kittles. He's not better than McCaffrey right now.
He's not better than Kittle. Kittle's not getting a lot of burn.
But I'm just talking about that's because they're just not throwing. I'm just talking about it when you like, for instance, when you rank weapons.
Yeah,
I think it goes in this order. I think it goes McCaffrey 1.
Okay.
I think it goes Ayuk 2.
Okay.
I think it goes. I mean, obviously, production-wise, right now, you got to put Debo at number 3.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I don't know.
Okay.
I think. Let me just say what I feel. Kittles is better than Debo Samuels right now. He's like, I get that Debo Samuels get more targets this now, but it is legitimately a target thing. They're just not throwing the Kittle as opposed to they're making it their business to involve Debo Samuels. If you give him the same Kittles the same type of opportunities you're giving Debo Samuels, Kittles is going to be right there with him.
When Kittle gets the ball, Kittle is trying to bum rush guys. Kittle's trying to do. Yeah, I get all that. I understand that.
And again, please don't take this as me shitting on Debo Samuels.
Yeah.
If we're talking about the entire offense, you got to put Trent Williams ahead of Debo Samuels. Trent Williams, if you're talking about in the scheme of who makes the offense work, all game they ran to the left side and got yards.
Yeah.
Trent Williams was there every single time.
Yeah. No, I get it. I got you.
So Debo Samuels is a dog. I don't want that to get confused.
He's important. He's important though.
Absolutely important.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about when you're talking about in the scheme of best players, not only in that division, but just on that team.
Yeah.
I in my personal opinion on that offense, he's 4.
And you said Kittle is
McCaffrey, Ayuk, Kittles, then Debo, and then again, if you're just talking about overall offense, I think I'm putting Trent Williams above Debo. I don't think I'm putting Trent Williams above Debo.
I don't know about that. I agree with you with McCaffrey.
I get that you're saying
McCaffrey is one for certain.
Yeah,
McCaffrey is one for certain. I gotta put. If we're talking left tackle play and McCaffrey's yardage, and Trent Williams' play are somewhat connected, I guess I got to put the left tackle at number 2 just because just because McCaffrey eats off of Trent Williams' blocking. So I'll put Trent Williams number 2, and then 3 and 4. I mean.
And then, not to cut you off, because I didn't say his name, Brock Purdy.
But we seen Brock Purdy look ordinary without Trent and without Debo too.
But do you think it got more? Do you think his mediocrity had more to do with Trent Williams or Debo Samuels? I say Trent Williams.
I'll say Debo because McCaffrey was still kind of getting his in them losses. Without the left tackle, McCaffrey was still kind of getting his. It's more so when I think about it from a defensive perspective, and I got to look at Debo on one side, McCaffrey in the backfield, sometimes lined up on the left or the right, and I got to deal with Ayuk. That's hard to defend. That's hard to prepare for. But when Debo's not in there, and all I got to worry about is McCaffrey from a run game perspective. It's so much easier to defend that offense without Debo Samuel than it is with him. That's kind of how I look at it.
Okay, I'll say Trent Williams because now, like I get that you're saying that McCaffrey was still productive.
Yeah.
But it clearly hits different when Trent Williams is there, and not only is Trent Williams a good run blocker, he's also a great pass blocker.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Trent Williams.
All right. Well, it explains too.
My fault. Go ahead.
Nah,
I said the second he came back.
Right. That second both those guys came back, they look different. They look different. So I guess it's kind of hard to tell. They missed the same amount of games. They missed the exact same games. So it's kind of hard to tell like who was missing more than the other. But it all kind of goes back to what I named this episode, are the 49ers the best team right now? And right now, you got to say they are the best team right this second. I'll say at least in the NFC, for certain the NFC. Right this second? Yeah.
Oh, who's better? I mean, right, again, if you're talking about right this second, this week, this past week, yeah.
Oh, this past week, the 49ers, for certain. And
and then going into next week, I mean, like, if it, that whole power ranking thing.
Yep.
49ers are number one. They just
49ers are number one this week. And, the Ravens are on a bye, and they come back, and we'll see how they look, with 2 weeks off, and, see what they do, going down the stretch here. So, but, yeah, 49ers are the best team right now in football. Even with the Eagles, trying to make moves. Did you see Shaq Leonard?
Got him fast.
Got him really fast. They also trying to get Zach Ertz, who
I also heard they're trying to get Ndamukong Suh.
Yep, that too. I want Zach Ertz, to be honest with you.
I bet you do.
I just don't know if they're gonna make the move because they think Mark Andrews has a chance to come back.
Well, I mean, but even if he did come back, Zach Ertz as a number 2 tight end, like that would be crazy.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like I would, if I'm the GM, I would get him anyway, whether Andrews comes back or not.
He just made it clear that he want to go to a contender. I'm not saying that y'all are not contenders. Obviously, y'all are. But I mean, but if he had his pick, I mean, clearly he wants to go to San Fran or Philly.
Oh, was San Fran another one of his?
No. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying
I thought that was from him.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying if he had his pick. I mean, those are the 2 best teams in the NFL right now. I mean, I think AFC period. They're the best 2 teams.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's safe to say Baltimore is 3, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I respect that. I respect that. Speaking of the Eagles and stuff, Deshaun Jackson officially retired as an Eagle this past week. Question for you, is Deshaun Jackson a Hall of Famer?
I don't have an answer. I remember seeing him retire, saw it last week, and I was like, okay, I knew obviously this is just going to come up on the podcast, and I went looking up his stats. Didn't think to write it down because of the type of week I've been having. But here's what I will say.
Yeah,
I say yes. When he brought the special teams early in the league, early in his career. I'm sorry. Obviously the deep threat. More 1,000 yard seasons than not in 15 years. And look, even like in his last let's say 3, 4, let's say 5 years, people still had to respect him. Even though they knew exactly what
like in his early 30s, people still had to.
He was still one of the faster wide receivers in the league, and you had to respect the deep ball.
Right.
So for me, in today's NFL, and look, I have been consistently chastised about who deserves to be in the Hall of Fame and who don't, and Prime saying don't nobody anybody just gets in the Hall of Fame and all those things. But in today's NFL, yes, I think he's a Hall of Famer.
I agree with you. He is a Hall of Famer to me.
Not first ballot.
I'll accept that because I don't think he gets it on the first ballot. And I don't think he will. I don't think he'll get it on the first ballot. But when you talk about Deshaun Jackson and you reference, looking up stats and stuff, I know 58 touchdowns. Career-wise, definitely over 10,000 receiving yards. I think he was at like 11.
I thought it was close to 12. I thought it was a little over 12.
11. I thought it was like maybe 11,000 receiving yards, somewhere around there. Okay. And usually that's been like the threshold. If you get 10,000 and over, then that conversation starts to happen.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm quite surprised that he hadn't had a lot of more Pro Bowls and All Pros than he did. But this dude is a highlight reel, man. The two games, I won't get into all his highlights, but the two games that come to mind, obviously the one when Vic was the quarterback and they had the game at FedEx Field where Vic went crazy for 6 touchdowns, and right on the opening drive, he throws a deep ball to Deshaun Jackson, 7-0 right there. And then the other game was and Vic was the quarterback for this one too. Same season, matter of fact, same season. Miracle at the Meadowlands.
Yeah.
Eagles was down, I think, 3 scores. They come back. Giants punt the ball. Deshaun, he muffs it, he picks it up, and then he takes it to the house. Game over.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's a highlight reel. And I think for me, if you ask me why he's a Hall of Famer, it's because of those reels that I talked about. It's because of those plays. And he's got a lot more. He's got a lot more than what I've mentioned. But this thing with receivers nowadays, man, and a lot of receivers got to wait, man, unfortunately.
Yeah, I for some reason I thought Hines Ward was in the Hall of Fame, and he's not.
He's not in the Hall of Fame? Is he over 10,000?
Yeah, it's 12,000.
He's 12,000?
He's the leading receiver all time in Pittsburgh.
Okay. I thought AB was that.
No. I think he had like 9,000.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. But to your point, these guys that eclipse that threshold, these guys gotta wait. Like, I'm waiting to see if Steve Smith, gets in, on the first. Is he eligible yet? Did his eligibility come already?
I don't think so. I don't recall hearing his name, so I don't think so.
Okay. Maybe that's next year or this year or something like that. But I'll be interested to see if he gets in on the first ballot. A guy like Reggie Wayne is not in yet, right?
Right.
Reggie Wayne's not in yet. Okay.
But let's be clear, Steve Smith is a first ballot Hall of Famer, though.
I agree. Yeah, 100%. With them quarterbacks he had in Carolina, he's first ballot. A guy like Andre Johnson, I think he's a first ballot.
But he clearly ain't. I agree that he should have been. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Was he up for eligibility?
Yeah, Andre Johnson should have been for eligibility.
Okay.
I think he just hasn't got it yet.
Got you.
Got in yet. Yeah.
Andre Johnson. He's been retired for a while now.
Yeah, a long time.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, but to the point.
Shit, is he a Hall of Famer?
Andre Johnson? No, I don't think he. I don't think he got in.
Right?
Nah. I don't think he got in. I don't think he got in. I'm thinking about a guy, a Brandon Marshall. Thinking about him, a guy like him. He's got over 10,000 receiving yards. Brandon Marshall had a pretty good career. He gonna have to wait.
Andre Johnson missed out on his first 2 years. He's been passed up 2 times.
2 times, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's saying a lot.
Yeah. I mean, but as good as he is, as good as he's been, and as good as he's been statistically, what's his highlight?
Good point.
Fighting Cortland Finnegan.
Good point. Yeah.
And let's be clear. Let's be clear. I watched enough of him to feel like he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. But
yeah.
But what's his team didn't really win. He don't have no real
not a lot of playoff experience.
And again, them highlight moments. He don't have no he's been good. He's consistently good. I know he got some one-handed catches. I know he has, but not those moments.
Yeah. Brandon Marshall kind of fits that category too.
That same mode, right?
Like, he's got the yards, he's got the touchdowns, but he's been on some. Brandon Marshall's been on about 3 10-win teams that missed the playoffs. Yeah. If I remember, and that's where you kind of make your name. That's where the highlights start to come in, the moments and stuff. And he hasn't really I can't think of a Brandon Marshall moment really.
like where he just took over a game, like
Right, right.
and I'm sure it's there. I'm sure it's there, but
It's
would
just
it
not
matter?
memorable. It's just not
Yeah, right,
memorable. Yeah.
right, yeah,
That's the thing. But congrats to Deshaun Jackson, man.
for sure.
15-year career, man. That's great, man.
Most people don't make it, man.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. How you feeling about the game? I know you didn't watch much football, but the Chiefs go down Sunday night against Green Bay. Jordan Love looked great.
Here's what I'll say about that game, and I didn't see, like, again, like, I didn't see a lot of it. That game probably watched more of me than I watched it. Jordan Love, and I noticed it against Pittsburgh. I'm not here to say that he's going to be the heir apparent to Aaron Rodgers, like how Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers kind of came in and did that. I don't think that's what Jordan Love is going to be. But I definitely see in spots why they thought he could be.
Yeah.
I remember this throw he made against Pittsburgh and again to Dobbs and Romeo Dobbs, and I'm like, God, that is a good fucking throw that everybody won't even attempt. Like, everybody won't make that throw. Like,
I think that was the back shoulder joint.
I know it was their first score.
That's the one I'm thinking about. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm like, God damn, that throw was amazing. Like he has his little spots where he just makes these amazing throws, and I look at that and think like, yeah, that's what they saw in him.
Right.
But I guess he needs time to put it all together if it's going to happen. But I mean, shit, what is his 6th, 7th year in the league?
You're exaggerating like a mug.
Yeah, but what is it, like 4 or 5?
This is season 4 for him.
Okay,
so.
yeah, I mean, like we ain't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, how long before he gets old? And I get a lot of quarterbacks play to, or not a lot, some quarterbacks get to play to 35, but
Yep.
That ain't guaranteed, and that's not every quarterback. So it's like,
Right.
how long is it going to take him to kind of get to a situation or a level where he can be an Aaron Rodgers? Like, let's be clear, I don't think he's going to be an Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he's going to be close to an Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, right. I don't think
he looked good though.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be close to that either. But I think it's something about sitting behind a legend for 2-3 years. How many years he's sat behind Aaron Rodgers, and just kind of taking that information. I mean, look, Aaron Rodgers did it when Brett Favre was still playing.
Right.
He sat behind Brett Favre, so it's kind of like Green Bay has kind of been doing this thing where they get legend after legend, and then they get Jordan Love, and maybe he becomes another Green Bay Packer quarterback legend. Who knows what happens?
Because when you think about it, they've legit he got to Green Bay in 91, 92, 92 to about 2000.
07, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Aaron Rodgers from 07 to
last year.
Want to say last year. I mean, you talking about 20 years of franchise
30.
having a franchise quarterback.
30
right,
years.
I'm sorry, you're right. Of
Yeah.
having a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
So look.
Yeah, the formula's working.
The formula's
in Green Bay.
working.
It's working. So
Yeah.
Big loss, a big deal for Kansas City. I don't think so.
I don't think so in the grand scheme of things, because look, man, I think it's time to be honest. This year, the Chiefs not going to be. I don't see the Chiefs being in a Super Bowl conversation. You can't kick them out totally because Mahomes,
number 15, you still gotta respect.
Yeah, you said respect it, exactly. Respect is what I'm looking for.
Yeah,
but if you're asking me right now, look, man, it's Baltimore. I gotta say it's Baltimore. Like, I don't.
I love my chances. I love my chances against the Chiefs in the playoffs.
I don't believe Jacksonville. I don't believe them. So who else we talking about?
Miami.
I don't believe Miami.
You got to see him do it. I guess with Miami, you kind of got to see him do it. And some people might say they got to see Lamar do it too. And I get that. And I get that. But defensively, I mean, combined with Lamar Jackson and the offense, that combination just makes us a step above what Kansas City looks like right now. I won't say that's what they are, even though I think the most constant thing with the Chiefs this year has been the defense. The defense has played consistently for the most part, and maybe this is a year where they have to say, you know what, we're going to have to win a different way to get to where we got to get to. Because the receiving core right now is just, it's Travis Kelce and then Pacheco, everybody else. Right, Pacheco and everybody else. And everybody else. So what's the other back that they got that they don't use enough? Not Edwards-Helaire. Wasn't there another cat that they had?
I don't know.
McKinnon.
Okay. No, I think they use him.
They use him okay. For some reason, I don't feel like they use him enough. And like when he gets the ball for them, he can do some things with it. So, but yeah, it looks like Kansas City's style of play this year, they may have to stick to that until they can figure something out. So
yeah, but they don't. But they can't blow the top off. No homo, no more. Like like Bama's dropping them, but like what I'm saying, it seems like they're not connecting. They're not scoring the points that they're usually scoring, and clearly they're winning games. So but I don't know what's gonna happen in the playoffs. I mean, obviously in the AFC for me is Kansas City and Baltimore and everybody else.
Mm-hmm. And then we got to see. This might be the year where we're going to have to see the Chiefs on the road go someplace and try to win, depending on where they finish at. I mean, still got 5 weeks left. Anything can happen, but, that's a reality for them right now. Mm-hmm. There might not be no Arrowhead Invitational, as Jody Newsom likes to call it. Like, there might not be that this year. But I wanted to get back to Cowboys Seahawks for a second. I didn't finish my point about Dak Prescott.
I didn't realize we got all the way out.
Yeah, we really got all the way out in front of that already. But my point about Dak Prescott in that game was they were in a tight game, and we've seen all year them handle bad teams. And Seattle's not a bad team in no stretch. I think they're kind of a mid-team at this point, but still nonetheless a playoff contending team. And the fact that his defense struggled and Dak was able to say, okay, I got the ball. Y'all did y'all thing. Okay, now it's our time. And he did that. He did that. Right. He brought him back. Yeah, he brought him back. That has to be encouraging if you're a Cowboy fan. Something to look forward to. They got the Eagles next week. That's a big game, which I think Dallas is going to win. We'll talk about it a little later when we do picks, but that's going to be a huge game for the NFC East lead at that point. So, but that was encouraging to see that, because it certainly looked like for a while there that Seattle was going to pull this one out.
Well, I'm sure it's good for fans and the Cowboys, obviously, because there's that conversation about Dallas isn't beating any winning teams. Yeah. So, I mean, look, that's the first thing I heard when I walked into work. They ain't beating nobody. And I mean, Seattle is a mid team, but they are a team with a winning record. So
I was gonna say, no, I wouldn't put Seattle in the conversation of who they beat.
Yeah, Philly, and San Fran.
Right. But I wouldn't put them in the same conversation as sweeping the Giants, beating up on the Commanders, beating up on the Jets. Who's the other bad team they play? Carolina. Like they're not in that team.
But you gotta respect that they're blowing out the trash teams.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, so as I get it, they haven't beat a quote unquote good team yet. Mm-hmm. But they're blowing out the teams that are trash, and then they're beating the mid teams. So I mean,
well, that's the only mid team they beat. Let's be clear. This is the only mid team they beat.
Right. True.
So
they lost to Arizona.
Right.
They lost to San Fran. They lost to Philly.
Yep.
Yes, is that right? Okay.
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay.
Yep. All the other teams they played, minus Seattle, were like bottom of the barrel trash.
And they blew them out, right?
Yeah, and they blew them out. Yep. You got to respect them for doing that. It's just that, like you and I, we talk about it. It's the playoffs, and you ain't gonna see no trash teams in the playoffs. So
right.
You
know,
well.
that NFC South.
That is, yeah. Somebody gonna get their boots smoked. Whoever win that South, yeah.
And Dallas got a high probability of seeing that 4 seed.
Whoever that is,
that
is. Who is it? It's Atlanta right now, right?
Atlanta right now, yeah.
Yep. So, and I don't even care who wins that division at this point.
It don't matter. Dallas is going to smoke them. Because for all intents and purposes, you don't think that Philly's going to let go of the division. So Dallas got the best. They're going to be 5. I mean, unless what is it? The North, them
Detroit, the Lions. No, I can't see the Lions being
get to
5.
The 4, right?
Yeah, because
4.
Oh, 4. No.
Right. Yeah, right. So it's
nah. It's
going to
be
the South is locked there.
The South winner is the 4 seed.
I mean, okay. Or do you believe that there's a shot where Dallas can win the division?
Yes, there is. Absolutely.
I mean, obviously they're still in the race.
Yep.
I'm asking you to speculate. Do you think Dallas can win the division?
They can. Okay.
Okay. I don't disagree.
Yep. They certainly can. I mean, Philadelphia, and yes, they did get some reinforcements, and we're gonna have to see how Shaq Leonard, plays, because I guess he had a back issue in Indianapolis, and that didn't work out. Yeah. So I guess we have to see how he looks, and if they do get Sue and Zach Ertz and God, who else they're gonna pull off the couch, right? How we always out there working up some magic, man.
You don't waste no time.
Right. So who knows what they get, but let's see how Philly handles the Cowboys. I certainly think Dallas is going to win in Dallas, and then let's see. They get the Seahawks after that. They being the Eagles. They got to go to Seattle for that. That's not going to be easy, even though I'll probably pick Philly to win that. But that's still not going to be easy. Dallas has Buffalo. They got Miami on the road, both games on the road, and then they got Detroit in Dallas. New Year's weekend, whatever that is. So Dallas has a tough road to hoe too, but I think it's going to come down to the final week. I think it's going to come down to that. But no matter who's in that 5, whether it's the Eagles or the Cowboys,
they're blowing out that 4 seed.
They gonna handle business, and they gonna play whoever's the 1 seed after that. Because I don't see no other wild cards out the NFC beating anybody in that first round. So there's that. I give the Rams a little bit of love. I got to thank the Rams because they took care of business at home, and the Rams have had a couple good weeks of football.
Yeah, for sure.
They've looked pretty good, and they were in a wild card spot until Green Bay did what they did Sunday night. But the Rams are right there, 6-6. Definitely a wild card contender at this point, and my team gets to see them on Sunday. And I'll be honest with you, bro, and I don't want to brag, but I think we're gonna whoop the Rams' ass on Sunday.
By 20?
I feel like I think it's going to be one of them games, man. Going like the Detroit game and like the Seattle game. I feel like it's going to be one of those games. I mean, I'd be happy with a dub either way, whether it's 20 points or 3 points. But I just got a feeling. And look, we got to get our lick back, man, because we played the Rams 2 years ago during that stretch where we didn't have Lamar. And we was trying to win a game in that stretch. And Odell Beckham, who was playing for the Rams at the time, caught the game-winning touchdown pass against us in that game. So now we got ODB on our side. And, looking forward to that one. But I think we're going to handle business, like, convincingly. That's just a sound feeling. I think it's going to be bad, man. Because Seattle was by like 31 or something like that.
I'm trying to get you to commit to a number.
To a number? Oh, okay. I'll say 20. I won't go 30 points because,
Okay.
and I think Detroit was like 28,
38-6 or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, that was still 30 points.
Yeah, sure.
That was still 30 points. So I won't go that high. I'll say 20 points. I'll say 20 points. This team they resting. I'm just waiting to hear what the deal with Marlon Humphrey is, with some of the other guys that have been, resting and stuff. I'm just waiting to, get back to it, man. So,
I heard Marcus Peters in the streets.
He is. And it'd be nice if the Ravens, got him back in the building. Even if
Really?
even if he hasn't been playing all that great, I watched some of the games when he was with Vegas. He didn't play all that great. For me, it's the veteran leadership. It's having the voice in the locker room at this point in Marcus Peters' career. I think it's for me for that, because if you remember, when we let him go, I said one of the things I'm going to be watching is how this team handles, those situations where they're looking for a leader, they're looking for a voice to, look to. And I think that's where Marcus Peters could be missed. Now, he back on the street. I'd like the Casa to give him a call. Bring him in the building. Bring him in. What could go wrong, right? What could go wrong, man?
What can go wrong?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yep. You got anything?
I don't, man. I know you wanted to talk about Von Miller, but I don't really.
Oh yeah,
I don't really know the whole story.
So Von Miller had a warrant issued for his arrest. This was
Turned himself in. Did I read that right?
He turned himself in. This was this Texas? I think this was the state of Texas. I think.
Okay.
He turned himself in. He got out on bail, and that's the last I've heard of it. I don't know about any upcoming trial dates or anything like that. But obviously, domestic violence is an issue, and as we try to deal with like situations with other athletes, we wait for the facts to come out. We hope and pray for the families involved, that no one's, seriously hurt. Obviously we pray for for his girl or whoever, pressed charges. We pray for her, and we pray for any kids that are involved in it. But when that news broke, I stayed far away as possible, in light of the whole Josh Giddey thing that's been going on. And there's been some updates on it with that story too. Not so much with Josh Giddey, but Des Bryant's tweets have been getting some steam last week.
Okay.
So
I thought you were gonna tell me what happened.
I am.
Okay.
I am. I was waiting for you to respond before I went.
No, I wonder. Well, what I would say in reference to Von Miller, is I agree with everything you said, but I want to be clear that I'm clear.
Yep.
I'm not accusing you of anything, but I don't know what you're accused of, so I can't even. If you're guilty, then you're guilty, and you should get what's coming to you. That's what I would say.
Yep.
Because I don't even know the extent. I didn't read. I don't know what the extent. Did he soccer? I don't know what happened.
There were 911 on record. There are 911 calls. That I did hear.
Yeah.
As far as the details and stuff, I'm not clear on the details.
Hey, man, if he did it, then you get what's coming to you. That's what I'll leave it right there.
Mm-hmm. And then I guess I'll bring it from a Bills perspective, because we've talked about the team having this up and down season, and this is kind of the point of the season where some people think the Bills are going to try to make this push to the playoffs, and Von Miller is important. So, and I haven't heard the Bills say anything, and obviously this was the Bills' bye week, and so now you kind of do we expect to? I would imagine they sit Von Miller, right? Like he can't play, right?
I don't know, man. Josh Giddey's still playing, bro. I mean, I get different leagues. I don't know, man. I really don't fucking know, man. I wish I had a good answer for that.
Who's a bigger name, by the way, in this sport than
obviously-
Josh Giddey
obviously
is?
Von,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Von Miller, but yeah. So maybe he gets. I mean, and so Josh Giddey can get that off. Maybe Von Miller gets that off if they. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he should sit down. It's much like Josh Giddey.
Yep.
He should sit down until it's investigated. But hey, man.
Yep. No, I agree with that. But the Dez Bryant tweets. So I guess just to kind of recap a little bit. So he went at Malika Andrews for not calling out Josh Giddey the way that she calls out some of the other black athletes. He then follows up with, I guess him and Stephen A. had like a little back and forth. Stephen A. addressed it on his show. Dez came back out with the tweets bringing up her upbringing, how she was raised, and her, the skin color of her parents and things like that. Who she's dating, because she's dating a white guy, or a white guy is her fiance or something like that. So and that's kind of where I kind of gotta like cut it right there. Like Dez was wrong for bringing up her upbringing and her skin color and her parents' skin color and all that stuff. He was wrong for that. Here's what I would like. Here's what I would like for Malika Andrews to say, and I'm sure she probably can't say it because the NBA is partnered with ESPN. But I would like to hear whether it's her or somebody else call out the Oklahoma City Thunder for continuing to play Josh Giddey. Yeah. They were in Minnesota against the T-Wolves this week, and the crowd booed Josh Giddey every time he got the ball.
Okay.
And I would imagine wherever else he goes, it's going to be the same thing. Yeah. And it's kind of like we say, Maestro, when the outrage is loud enough and you could continue it, then maybe you'll get the results. And maybe this is something that has to happen. Maybe the fans in these cities where they go play at, let them have it. And maybe some people in the media that's prominent that, call him out. Maybe they'll sit him out, because he does need to sit. He needs to. I think so. Yeah, he needs to step away from the public eye until all that investigation and the results, whether he's innocent or guilty, he needs to sit out.
I agree.
He needs to sit out for certain. Let's. I guess we can get into these games, man. So I guess we could start with our games. Steelers at home, right, against the Patriots?
I believe so. Don't give me the line, but I do believe it's at home.
It's at home? Okay. So this is going to be a 10-3, 6-6 kind of a ball game.
Yeah, man. You
gonna watch this game? Because I know you be like...
Thursday. I should be able to watch it. I should be able to watch it. Matter of the kids got a game.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go. I know I gotta get ready for the corporate Christmas party on Friday, but I should be able to watch I should be able to get there. I mean, I try to watch every Pittsburgh game. It just didn't go my way on Sunday, but
right.
Yeah, go get me a 12-piece and twist my head while I'm watching it. I should be able to get into it.
Yeah, this is one of those games, man. Where
this is one of those games where and look, I am a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, but this is one of those games where if you're not a fan of your of the teams, this is one of those. I ain't really interested.
Yeah,
NBA
games. On TNT. It's
right.
It's one of those things.
If you're not a fan, this is definitely one of those games. 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, NBA tournament, in-season tournament is what I'm looking at.
Right.
That's what I got the Knicks on right now. They playing the Bucks right now in the tournament right this second. So what? So you thinking
Pittsburgh.
what? 13? Well, obviously, but
Yeah.
like the score, like you
Hey,
thinking
give
this
me-
is 13-10?
Look, give me a 13-10, man. Look. I will say this. It would seem as if, just based on Deontay Johnson's comments, T.J. Watt's comments, those types of things, that maybe they realize that they dropped the ball against Arizona. With that being said, I like to think that we could give me 17-10 Pittsburgh. They scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
2 touchdowns and a field goal. Okay. And I guess what is there to talk about with Trubisky? It is what it is, right?
He's a backup quarterback.
At this
Hopefully,
point.
maybe he throws one. Maybe Jalen Warren and Najee runs another one in.
Yeah.
Because
really, you brought up the difference between him and Kenny earlier on the pod, and I was thinking to myself, well, if there's one difference I had to point out is the turnovers. Kenny protects the ball, I would say, a little bit better than
Way
Mitch. Yeah. So that's something you got to worry about.
Yeah, look, I ain't that worried about none of them because, again, my expectations aren't hard for this team. So, yeah, in the moment, I can watch a game and be a fan. But right now, when I look at the scope of my team, how they've played through the course of the year, this is not a good football team. They just happen to be winning games. So, look, man, I'm happy that they're winning games. But, look, this team is not a good team for whatever reason. So,
what's your confidence level as far as like playoffs are concerned, and then considering what's going on, playoffs, just making the playoffs.
We'll be hopefully we're the 5 seed, and hopefully we get the 4 seed, and whoever the 4 seed is. Look, it's not like this ain't the NFC South, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
So if we get the Jaguars or if we get Baltimore, I know you be talking about, how they could possibly fall last week, even though they didn't. Were they at 3 right now?
No, we at 2.
2, right? Yeah. So
Miami's 1, Baltimore's 2, Chiefs are 3, and Jags are 4.
Jags are 4, right?
Yeah.
So look, man, maybe we get Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence ain't all the way 100%. That's the only chance I could, Hey, man, all I could do was hopefully get into the playoffs and say any given Sunday. I'm any playoff couch, man.
Yeah, because I'm just looking at what's going on, and really this is kind of a league-wide thing, but the amount of starting quarterbacks that have gone down this year, man, it's crazy, man. We're seeing a lot of backup QBs on some teams.
Did you see? I just thought about this. Did you see that Zach Wilson don't really know if he want to play next Sunday?
So the report was that the team asked him to come back, and not into the game they just played against Atlanta, but the game this coming week. And the report was that he told the team, "Look, I ain't going back in. You go ahead and deal with that. This team got problems."
Who was this nigga to think he about to tell?
So I'm not going to go all the way in on Zach Wilson because it was a report, and I kind of look at these things as, look, if you tell the team you ain't going to play, to me that's an automatic you getting your ass cut.
Yeah.
And he's still on the team. So I got to think that maybe something was misconstrued or, well, you see what they did today. They picked up a quarterback off the street.
I didn't know
Brett Rippon, I think. They picked up.
That name is familiar, but I don't know about his play.
Yeah, I don't know about his play either. But it seemed like all the other teams' backups are balling, and the Jets' backups can't do a damn thing. It seems like.
We picked up Trace McSorley today.
I thought he was on there already for some reason.
No, we just picked him.
Oh, Mason Rudolph is the 3, right?
Mason Rudolph. Well, he's a 2 now, but yeah.
Okay. So Trace McSorley he's in the practice squad right now.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. All right. It's the year of the backup quarterback, man.
It seemed that way. But picks, man, picks.
Yeah. Yeah, man. With my game, like I said, man, Ravens by 20 over the Rams. A hot Rams team, coming in, playing some good ball, but I got to go with my team, man. So there's that. Tampa Bay at Atlanta.
Give me Tampa.
Yeah, it's like, Atlanta's 6-6. They lead in the division, but they ain't really.
And not for nothing, they haven't lost. Last I checked, they haven't lost a division game.
Yeah, you was right about that.
Yeah.
I remember you saying that last week. So yeah, no, they haven't lost a game yet, and in the division that is. But give me. Yeah, I'll take Tampa too. Why not? Like, I mean, realistically, Tampa's in it.
Well, then I'll take Atlanta then. Then I'll switch it. I'll take Atlanta then.
Okay. I mean, realistically, they're still in it.
Yeah. I saw somewhere that the Commanders are still in it mathematically.
No, they not, man. Oh, mathematically, I get it, but
yeah, mathematically, yeah.
You know what they need to stop doing, like on TV. So you know how they got division leaders, then they got the wild cards, and then they got the in the hunt list, right?
Right.
And they had the Giants on the in the hunt list, and I'm like, guys, cut it out, yo, cut it out, B.
Hey man, that's but hey man, you do have to give your team. I guess it's for consumers. You gotta give them hope to make them think, man. If this go this way and that go that way,
man, cut it out. The Giants.
I mean, I think NFL watchers love parody.
Yeah, I mean, we getting a lot of it. I mean,
yeah.
I don't want to see no 4-8 teams a part of the in the hunt list.
I hear you.
We got
agree with that.
we got set. What we got? We got 7-5s. We got 6-6s in the hunt. That's enough for me. I don't want to see no 6-7, 5-7, 5-8, 4-8. I don't want to see like the Chargers. I don't want to see the Chargers on any of these lists. The Raiders. Yeah. I don't want to see y'all. I'm sorry. I know y'all like Justin Herbert, but I don't want to see y'all.
Let
on
me
these
ask
lists.
you.
What's up?
In the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
The Commanders, obviously, they played however many games there into the season. Do you think with the way people don't like to play the Pro Bowl and playoff implications and all those types of things,
Yeah.
does Sam Howell make the Pro Bowl here, man?
In my mind, he does as a replacement. Yes. In my mind, he does. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
It's been a. So, shout out to Juan Beckham.
Mm-hmm.
He said in February that Sam Howell was going to make the Pro Bowl, and it sounded crazy but obviously he's leading the league in passing yards.
Yep.
However you feel about that, which I don't feel a way about it.
I think that's more of an indictment on, and it's a good indictment on Eric Bieniemy more than anything.
Well, he's completing at 65%. Like he's not. He's top 3 in interceptions thrown. Mm-hmm. But he'll make it But when I look at the scheme, like he'll probably make it because other teams will be in other quarterbacks will be in the playoff race.
Yeah. Between
that and quarterbacks who generally just don't be wanting to play, I think he'll make it on that.
I got you. Yep. No, I got you.
But I do think he'll make it. So good prediction for my man Juan Beckham.
Yeah, shout out to Juan Beckham. Shout out and shout out to Klepto Guns in the Facebook live chat. Appreciate you, man. What up? Appreciate you. So the other games, Lions in Chicago. I think we both got Detroit right on that one.
I do, but look, Detroit been
They had a couple bad weeks. The Bears almost beat them that one week, and then on Thanksgiving the Packers took them out, and then they just played the Saints in New Orleans. They came out hot and firing on that one, 21-0, and then the Saints tried to make a push to come back, but it was a little bit too late. And how about the Saints, bruh? Like that was a team we thought, with the veteran quarterback and the better defense of the 4 teams in the division, that was the team that was going to be. And look, they mathematically still are, but
sure,
they're just not playing like it right now.
At all.
So,
yeah,
sucks for them. But yeah, give me Detroit. Colts at the Bengals. Interesting game.
especially the way Browning played last night.
Yeah, 354 yards throwing.
I might pick Cincinnati, but
Yeah.
I'll go Indianapolis though.
As much as I hate the Bengals, thank you for last night because it kept us at number 2 seed. So, this is 2 backup quarterbacks. You know what? I hate the Bengals, but I'm just looking at that receiving core talent. And even at the running back spot, I think Mixon can, do some things. I think the Bengals, they're in their own building. I'll go Cincinnati here.
Okay.
Jacksonville, we're still trying to figure out the status of Trevor Lawrence. They're going to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Browns coming off a loss. Jacksonville coming off a loss. Both teams need this game pretty badly. I think just for the sake of we don't know the status, and again I hate the Browns, but the Browns and they need this one. I think they're gonna win.
I'll take Jacksonville.
You take Jacksonville? All right, that's a bet. Panthers at the Saints. I'll pick the Saints.
Yeah, I don't know that. Why would I?
Are we confident?
No, of course not. But
Yeah.
I'll take the Saints. I'll take the Saints.
Yeah, I'll go Saints there. Texans at the Jets. I think we both got Houston.
Texans.
Yep. Vikings coming off the bye week at Vegas, who's also coming off the bye week as well.
Give me the Vikings.
I'll take the Raiders at home.
Okay.
And I hate that the Dobbs train is, falling off the last few weeks, but
His fault.
it is what it is. Yeah, for certain. Seahawks going to San Francisco to play the Niners, best team in the league right now.
Fran.
Going with the Niners there. Game of the week? No. I think this is the second game of the week. Bills at the Chiefs.
Yeah, definitely the second game of the week. Give me the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I wanted to go different with you no matter who you picked.
Yeah.
So I'll take the Chiefs, but I do acknowledge that right now the Chiefs are very beatable right now.
And if Buffalo wanted to wake up for anything, it's this right here.
Yeah, they better.
Yeah.
They definitely better. This is where they could, they're one of them teams. 6-6. They looking at everything around them, kind of, falling apart a little bit. Everything's kind of coming back to them.
I'm also thinking about their history with the Chiefs. Like I think they want this game.
Yeah, and they've beat them in the regular season in Kansas City. So
yeah.
That's a good pick. But I'll just take the Chiefs for the sake of argument. But yeah, the Chiefs are on they on death watch right now in terms of how they looking down the stretch here. Broncos at the Chargers.
Give me the Broncos.
I'm trying to figure out which game because I think they're going to split with the Chargers, but I just don't know if this is the one that Denver's going to get. And they could have beat Houston too, the way that game ended. You know what? I'll go Broncos. I think they bounce back. But I do think somehow, some way, they're going to lose that second matchup in a couple weeks to them. Then we got the big game, Eagles at the Cowboys.
You know what? I'll take the Cowboys. It's in Dallas? Mm-hmm. I'll take Dallas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dallas has been averaging, 35, 36 points at home on offense.
Yeah.
And obviously that has to do with who they've played, but, we play who's on your schedule. And And look, they could put up 30 on this Eagles defense right now.
I believe so.
I
believe so.
They could do that. I thought for about a month now since the first matchup that Dallas would get them the second time around, and I haven't seen anything different to change that. So I'm gonna stick with the Cowboys in this one. And then you got 2 Monday night games, and neither one of these games is all that great. Titans at the Dolphins in Miami. Miami's going to get that one. And then you got the Packers going to Jersey to take on the Giants coming off the bye week.
Give me the Packers.
You know what, man? I might go upset here, man.
I don't know if it's an upset. I mean, both teams haven't really been good. I mean, I get that the Packers have been a little bit better than the Giants. But maybe if Tommy DeVito was playing, maybe it looks a little different.
Danny DeVito's nephew, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And he's
taking the Packers.
He played. Yeah, he had a couple good games.
For sure.
Up to that point, like they finally letting him throw the ball now, which is crazy. From that Jet game that they played, they wouldn't let him throw the ball at all. I'll go upset, man. I'll go upset. Giants. I'll go upset. One last shout out before we close out here. Shout out to the Kingdom Queens podcast.
Oh yeah.
Girls, Jody, Chrissy, and Lexi. So I guess the local Fox affiliate in Kansas City, their morning show invited them to the show for like a 5-minute segment on the morning show, and they was just up there shining, man. Promoting themselves, and it's great that they got the look that they got, locally down there, and so just want to send them some love. And
sure.
and if there's a Ravens Chiefs matchup in the playoffs at some point, I'm just saying I'd like to I like a guest appearance if that's possible. I'm just throwing that out there. But shout out to the ladies. That was
For
dope.
sure.
That definitely was dope there. You good, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
That's what's up. Quick shout out to everybody in the chat. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Appreciate everybody. Continue to follow us on those platforms. You can follow us on Twitter at Barbershop SPOR2. Also follow us on the gram at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. The YouTube channel, like I said, click the subscribe button. Let a friend know to let a friend know. The Facebook page as well. Click the like button. Follow us on Twitch as well. We got email if you want to hit us up there. Questions, comments. barbershopsportstalk1@gmail.com. And then also, if you catch us on any of these audio streaming platforms, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Play, write us a review. Let us know what you think about the show. It goes a long way. And it's hoodie season, folks. We got some nice hoodies on the merch store. If you're listening to the show and you see a link in the description of the show, click on the link. We got some nice hoodies on there with some mugs, T-shirts, and some other stuff. Make sure y'all check that out. So that's it. Maestro, you good? Any last words, man? You hungry?
I ain't even hungry. I'm tired.
Yeah. You've been working hard, so.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Hey, love, peace, and happiness to everybody out there. We got a dope one coming up next week for you guys. And as always, mind your damn business.
Drink some water.
Recording stopped.
Trey, Frazier, and Maestro Styles, you know we got one. Right back like we left something. We don't duck smoke, we want all of it. So line them up, Trey sharp with the blade, you know we sizing it up. I'm quick to catch the fade, you know Styles making the cut. Cause we coming out clean every time that we showing up.
It's gonna be called The Barbershop.